All right, thanks for bearing with me over the last couple of hours. I was literally on a conference call trying to read this on the side, do a video. My husband's call, everything happened. So, of course, it all happens at once. So, I'm starting to see the questions come in, and I'm going to try to answer them. The legal demand for papers to me was not relevant to the counterclaims. It was relevant to the claims by Lively against Wayfarer and all those other people. It's also relevant to Jennifer Abel and Leslie Sloan's claims where they're fighting against each other in that separate lawsuit. And Jennifer Abel bringing Stephanie Jones into the main lawsuit. So long story short, the legal demand for papers to me is still very much relevant because that issue is how did the Lively people get a hold of the documents that they then based their retaliation claim upon. So I think that that's still relevant. It now doesn't matter if they were ill-gotten records. That doesn't matter for purposes of the New York Times liability, but I don't think it ever really did. Like I said way back in the day, media report on stolen documents all the time. That's how we get leaks. That's how we get information about what the hell is going on in our government. So, to me, that's still very much an issue that can be brought up. As to your number two here, and I've seen this a couple times, I don't agree with that at all. I think that people conflate defending yourself from something with affirmatively proving something, right? The burden of proof on the retaliation claim and the sexual harassment claim is on Lively. She has to prove her claims before he has to do anything. So for her to prevail on her retaliation claims, and I know I've only done one element, I'll get back to it. She has to prove that she engaged in protected activity. She has to prove that she had adverse action, and she has to prove that the only reason that adverse action happened is because she engaged in that protected activity, or at least it was a substantial reason. And I said since literally day one, I think that is an incredible uphill battle for her. So I understand, Baldoni people wanting to couch it in terms of his case, but she has to prove that. That's her burden of proof. He wins whether he affirmatively proves that he didn't do something or whether she fails to prove that he did. They're both a win, right? This is civil court where it's not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just 50.1%. So I don't think this ruins his retaliation claims. And I'm trying to think how that would even be the case. I don't. I think it's true that we may see fights about to what extent the Wayfarer people can continue doing discovery on her stealing the movie without these affirmative claims going forward, right? Because like I said in one of the videos today, when claims get cut out, it narrows the scope of discovery. And I know that one of his affirmative defenses to the retaliation claim is, this didn't happen because you complained about sexual harassment. This happened because you stole the movie from me and everybody hated you for it. So I still think it's relevant. There may be a fight about exactly how much of that evidence one can discover and ultimately how much of that evidence one can admit. But it doesn't make the issue go away altogether.